razor follows my comb, and whenever I want to create the hairline, I'm going to actually start, you know, putting a little bit more pressure on my razor, okay? And you can see how this is really working really nice, and it's countering the shape of the head, all right?
So what we're doing here is we did a set. Some of you guys that were in our classroom earlier saw us do the foil set on this model. We basically took aluminum foil, we twisted it up, and we wrapped all the hair around it to create really, really tight waves. We wrapped the hair in a spiral fashion so that we didn't get a tight ringlet curl. We got a nice spiral out of it. And all we're doing now is just expanding it. She sent it to the dryer to set a little bit, but you know, show situations never long enough. So the poor girl has just been pulled out frantically backstage, just in time before she walks. So we're just pulling it out a little bit, and we're going to show you a really cute up style with it, because I love working with textured hair.
Excellent. So I'm going to now start actually moving and leaving some of the length around the neck, because we want to create a little bit of an asymmetry with the haircut. And again, whenever we're cutting, we're just always working with the flow, seeing what suits the model, what suits the individual when we're working. And I'm working here with triangular shape on a curved section that they start from the side crown and then they go down to basically the hairline. And the reason why I do that, because that's really where the hair falls. So I'm not actually pushing the hair where it doesn't want to go, and that way it'll always flow really nicely.
So we're just taking our pins. Now Woody's always amazing at this because he's a complete genius at upstyling. And when people are doing upstyles, usual problem is you guys open the bobby pin. You don't want to open the bobby pin because it holds through the little, see, I'm showing the camera here. It holds between the little bumps on the bobby pin. So if you open it, then they're not going to grip it, so all the hair is just going to slide back out again. So we're not going to open it, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to take our pin right here, wiggle it around a little bit, and put it in where we want. We're going to start to build it. We got this great texture as our foundation.
So you can see I'm working again from the crown area, the side crown, and I'm moving around, pivoting around the shape of the head. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move to the other side of the model, and what we're going to do is we're going to just again tilt our head over and work with a curved section that flows really towards the contour of the face. I'm going to hold the hair just like so in a pinch. Basically, I hold the hair on a diagonal forward. I put it in my finger just like so, very, very gently, and I'm going to start cutting from shorter into longer, increasing the length. And you can see how this is really start falling really, really nice. It's just really easy. There's no effort to this haircut. This is looking really good, Amy. We're going to take our next section, again from the crown. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter than the rest of the hair. Again with the diagonal forward, we're going to go shorter, shorter, shorter. And that way it's going to start creating a little bit of separation between the long and the short pieces that's in there. Now, could you do this on a wet hair? Absolutely. But whenever you're working on a blonde hair and you're working with a razor, make sure that you're really going to treat the hair first. Put some kind of shine or silicone in the hair, or even like some kind of a detangler, so you even the porosity of the hair, because otherwise when you put your razor on it, it's going to take a lot of hair. Alright? So really be careful with that when you're working on wet hair if you're doing blonde. Texturizing shears. They're like 14 teeth texturizer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start blending a little bit this hair that's in the back. And what I'm doing is I'm actually lifting my shear just like so. And I will open and close them just very little at a time. But working on a diagonal, so I'm getting the hair to fall really, really nice. And you can see I'm only taking a little bit of hair at a time whenever I'm working. Alright? the shears as well, because they're 14 teeth texturizer, I'm able to create a little bit of a softer effect whenever I'm actually creating a really precision cut as well. So it's gonna make it not so hard looking.
We're just going in and we're just creating this really nice shape. I wanted to create something that's very, very soft, still some pieces coming around down the sides. We've got such beautiful texture to work with. It kind of almost does the Jeep for me, right? But that's the great thing about really preparing before you go in doing some kind of upstyle. We're just taking a little bit of a medium hold spray. Just because I still want it to be smoothable, right? We don't want it to be like a stuck-up do where she can't like now do anything with it afterwards. We want it to feel like natural. Like the whole theme of this collection is just girls going out on their own and just looking that little extra bit glamorous. I love to go out and look glamorous. I'm the one that dresses up at a party where you're not supposed to dress up at and everyone's in jeans. Because I just like to go with how I feel that day. So everything here is about feeling a little bit glamorous, modern. I love our designer was earlier in our classroom just talking a little bit about her inspiration for the start. She was talking about Pretty Woman, Breakfast at Tiffany's, that whole like Chanel girl walking down the street with a nice credit card in her pouch, right? And like an independent, strong woman, and I think these girls look absolutely great with all the styling and stuff like that. So thank you to Nanafia. She also designed a lot of our jewelry pieces because she designs jewelry, and I think like they're stunning. So if you just mind giving it up for Nanafia because she's been working so hard, as is all our team.
You know, adding to that, Amy, really, like we always come up as really these stars on the stage, but behind this, there's always somebody that's always helping us from our team, from our salon, you know, that they actually do a lot of grind work with us. So we want to give them a big applause before we continue.
Instead of always playing around with accessories such as like little diamond studs and stuff like that, what we love to do is we actually make a lot of our pieces out of hair. And so, as you can see in the camera, this piece we have little extensions. We actually use, we're like the favorite people at the dollar store because we go in there and buy like everything all the time. So we have wood glue which dries clear, things like that. You're not using it on somebody's actual hair, so to make extensions is great. We use a lot of these on brides and upstyles and fashion shows and stuff like that we do in the salon because they're really natural and they're still made of hair, so they create a little talking point. There's something different. They still actually give that little like sparkle to the style without it always being like stones and jewelry. So we're just going to work with a couple of these pieces in here.